Hi, I'm Moira Shepherd, the author of Love Your Way to Abundance, and I am so happy to see you here with me today. I'm honored that you would spend this hour with me, and I'll do my best to make it as relaxing, enjoyable, entertaining, and informative as it's within my power to do. Today, we're looking at 5 simple ways to start your flow of abundance. Some of us have got it going more than others, and this will expand all of our capabilities. So let me go ahead and get this screen shared. And here we are at 5 simple ways to start your flow of abundance. And here we are with this. Yes. Let's take a moment to breathe. For some of us, it's early. For some of us, it's later. But this is a good moment to just take a deep breath and let go of the hurry, let go of the worry, let go of any tension you're carrying. Because we're entering spa world here, a spa for the soul. And breathing is a great way to enter that sacred space. We're here to look today at why love opens your flow to abundance. When you know yourself as love, when you connect with the core of your being, you feel worthy of prosperity and success, which makes it much easier to create abundance, accept it, and keep it when it comes, unlike all those poor lottery winners who end up broke within 5 years. We want you to be able to experience abundance and let it be a continuous flow in your life in every way. When you feel worthy of love, when you know yourself as love, you also enjoy success instead of feeling enslaved by it. Some people feel like I don't want any more success than I've got now. Can't use any more abundance that I've got right now. I am already too tired. I've already got too much to do. And if I'm successful, there's going to be more expected of me. I'm going to have to step up my performance. People are going to want me to do stuff. And I don't have the bandwidth to do what I'm doing now. So the heck with it. Well, when you're in a state of love, you know that whatever success looks like, you can shape it, sculpt it in whatever way you want. True abundance is success on your terms, doing it the way you enjoy it, however that looks to you, whether it is holing up on a desert island and working remotely, really remotely, or creating a space, building a healing center, living where you live now, only maybe in a nicer place. Success on your terms is the most satisfying and soul-fulfilling there is. When you get to be the master of success instead of you being enslaved by it, that is real abundance. It's also easier to prosper from doing what you love for people who love what you do. A lot of people who go into the fields of healing, coaching, writing, and speaking tend to feel like it's all right for other people to have these things. And I'm glad to help them create success, love, money, prosperity, great relationships. But I don't know if I'm worthy of that. I know so many coaches and healers who are able to create tremendous results for their clients, but they're not able to create it for themselves. That's because most problems with abundance come down to a problem with receiving. And every problem with receiving comes down to a feeling of unworthiness. This is what I have found in my many years of studying the subject. So a lot of what we're doing today is about worthiness. And let's see where it takes us from there. So we're starting with 5 simple ways to start your flow to abundance, beginning from where you are with what you have. The cool thing about work like this is that you don't need any fancy equipment, no new software, nothing like that. You can start creating abundance from where you are right here, right now. We're also going to look at one big mistake people make when they feel scared about the future. And there's a lot of that going around. So I feel it's important to include that and show you another thing you can do instead. We're going to look at how to love your way to abundance so you can create a prosperous and fulfilling life for yourself as well as others with joy instead of struggle. We're also trained to work hard and expect very little result. I think it's time to start retraining ourselves to a different level. And that's part of what we're doing here in this mini retreat in the softest, most gentle way. Finally, we're going to look at the thank you gift you'll receive for joining me live today, because I appreciate you being here so very much. So just to get a baseline feeling of how abundant do you feel right now, I would say the emotion of abundance, if there is such a thing, feels very much like I feel loved and cared for. I feel supported by the universe. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that you feel totally loved and cared for, how abundant do you feel right now? How abundant do you feel? Loved and cared for, do you feel right now? And go ahead and put that in the chat. We'll come back to it later. I'd like to tell you just a little bit about myself. My name is Moira Shepherd. I live in the City of Angels. And one of my big passions is classic movies. I love the romances, the screwball comedies, the film noir of Hollywood in the golden age, the 30s and 40s. I'm also the author of Love Your Way to Success, which my friend and colleague Shelley Campbell has been kind enough to call a terrific guide to growing into your best self and claiming your power. So this is my follow-up to Love Your Way to Success. It's all about loving your way to abundance. I'm going to share my secrets with you. It's taken me decades to figure this out. And today you're going to learn some of my secrets so you can start loving your way to abundance too. Let's talk about you for a moment. You are a coach who makes a difference in people's lives. You are a healer who makes a difference in people's lives. You are a speaker who makes a difference in people's lives. Are we noticing a trend here? You're a writer who makes a difference in people's lives. You are all about being of loving service to others, and that is a wonderful thing. You should get paid really well for that, I think. What do you think? And what we're looking at is you're also tired, or perhaps you feel stuck. Maybe you're burned out or getting close to it. Perhaps you feel like an imposter sometimes, like, who am I to say this? Who am I to teach anybody anything? Others have said this better than I have. What's the point? And we're here to help you see more clearly the value of who you are and what you do. It may be that you feel hemmed in by other people's needs or expectations. And that's a legitimate thing. Many of us have people depending upon us or animals depending upon us, and their needs need to be taken into account too. I'm just asking you to take your needs into account as well. That sound fair? It could be you're waiting for a sign to start a new project, a sign that a project is done, a sign that maybe you should be doing something else altogether, a sign that now is the time for you to shine. Now is the sign for you to be successful. Well, the good news is this gathering is the sign you've been waiting for. I'll just take a moment to sip some water. So let's make sure you're in the right place, because if you're not, I'd hate for you to waste your valuable time. And if you're here, this is absolutely the best use of your time. You are in the right place if you feel like you're going to start screaming if you don't get a break soon. A lot of us are at the ragged edge here. I totally get that, and we're here to help you with that. It may be that you've been waiting to take the next step in building your business until you're totally certain it's the right thing to do. You want a guarantee, you want exact steps, you want to know at the end you'll get exactly where you want to be. If that's you, you are totally in the right place. If you're sick and tired of waiting for your turn to pursue your dreams, live your purpose, have somebody care about you as much as you care about others, you are so in the right place, my dear. Living from love as opposed to fear, anxiety, oh my God, I don't know what to do next. Living in love is so much better than all of these things, because love makes it easier to turn your dreams into reality without struggle, with joy, because it is the most powerful creative force in the universe. Love makes all things possible. Living from love even improves your health, because we're in the frequency and vibration and the energy of love. It lowers your anxiety and stress. It balances your brain chemistry. It balances your body chemistry. You sleep better. Your immune system gets stronger. Love is so healthy for you. Living from love also helps you to create prosperity, because you realize that money is an expression of love. So often I hear people say, well, I can do what I love or I can make money. They're stuck in this either or box. But when you realize nothing actually separates you from money, because you are an expression of love and money is an expression of love. It's easy for you to join together and have long and happy, successful relationship with each other. Knowing you are love lowers your unconscious barriers to money too, and to success and to so much more, because when in the frequency of love, you're in acceptance rather than resistance. And resistance is what keeps money and most of the good things in life far away from you. So we're looking now at 5 simple ways to start your flow of abundance so you can start creating the life you desire and that you deserve. The first way is to let go. It sounds so simple. When you let go of unwanted tasks, unwanted objects, unwanted relationships, you make more room for what you do want. It's hard for new stuff to come in if you're crammed to the rafters with a bunch of stuff that you do not want. It's that simple law of physics as much as anything else. So this is an opportunity for you to consider one thing that you would like to let go of, perhaps, that you've let slide for a bit. So let's think of a project that's been on your to-do list since forever. Somehow you get to the end of the day and it's still not done, and you move it on your calendar to do it the next day and it's still not being done. Well, that's not only frustrating and makes you feel ineffectual and defeated, which is bad enough, but it also drags you down energetically, the weight of this unwanted thing that you keep carrying around because you can't make up your mind to let it go. So here's a simple way to do that. You can take this project that you have never gotten around to and try the 3 Ds on for size. Do it, delegate it, or delete it. These are the different options that are available to you. That kind of simplifies your thinking. And one of the fun ways that I found to check in with something like this, because if I just think and I don't know, should I do it? Should I delete it? Should I delegate it? I just don't know. I go to the wisdom of my body. I put one hand over my heart center, and you can do this now if you like, thinking about the project that you have never gotten around to doing. One hand over your heart center, one hand on your belly. Close your eyes and ask, how will it be if I do this project? How will it be if I do it? And just notice the feelings that come up. Your body has so much wisdom. Let it speak. Good. And you can just go change. Hand over the heart center, hand on the belly. How will it be if I delegate this task? Oh, just notice how you feel. Your body knows so much more than you're aware of. It has wisdom beyond rationality, knowing without knowing how it knows. Good. And just as an experiment, try out, let's see how will it be if I delete it? How will it be if I take this off my list forever and let myself off the hook from ever having to do it? How will it be if I do that? And just notice how you feel. And you can consider the 3 body responses that have come to you from your body's own wisdom and knowing. And whichever option has the most appeal, whichever feels the least bad or the most good, that is probably the one that you should go with. So give it some thought, and whatever answer arose for you in this process, I encourage you to do it as soon as possible, because you will feel so much lighter when you let it go. Another simple way, I did say simple, right? Get more rest. Get more rest. Oh my gosh, we all need so much more rest than we're getting. And with active minds and anxious hearts, it can be very hard to do that. So we're just going to take a minute here to slow down. Getting more rest helps you to feel into the energy of abundance, because you're more aware of all the good around you, all the good in your life right now. You're able to notice it because you're more relaxed and restored after you rest. It also helps you to create more of what you want because you've got energy. The samurai used to call rest a weapon. What they meant by that was that it gave them an advantage over an army that was sleepless, marching for 3 days. Maybe have had one meal in all of that time. They're dead on their feet. If the other army is rested and ready, who do you think is going to be more victorious in battle? We would never want to bring a battle metaphor into your life. There's enough of that energy going on already. So what we do is we apply it and realize rest gives me an advantage. Rest gives me the advantage of a re-energized body, a clearer mind, a more peaceful heart. So this is why rest creates abundance for you, because it frees you to be able to imagine more for yourself, to create more in your life. And rest is a good part of what makes that possible. That is why getting more rest opens your flow of abundance. So let's just take a moment to close your eyes again and imagine yourself, say, walking on a beach. And it's a beautiful sunny day, one of those lovely days where the air is cool and the sun is warm. And you can hear the ocean waves breaking on the shore in your mind. And you feel all that lovely soft air from all the negative ions over the sea, bringing more peace and calm to you in every moment. And just feeling how good it is to be right here, right now. Nothing that you have to do, nowhere you need to go. You're free to just to be here in this moment. Enjoy. How opening that is. It's almost like the flow of the ocean, the waves lapping the shore is very much like the flow of abundance. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. That's the flow of abundance itself. And you can relax and soften into that at any moment. The third simple way to open to abundance is to honor your feelings. So many of us, we have so many feelings that we're dealing with, so many concerns, so many projects, so many things that we want to do, so many things that people want us to do, so many things that we want people to do. There is a lot of that. And to be able to function in that kind of mentality, you kind of need to put your feelings on the back burner and just think, I'll get to them later. The trouble is, I have time to deal with my feelings now, has never been said by anybody ever in the history of the world. The feelings just stay on the back burner. They boil down, they congeal, they take on weight and mass. They don't go away just because you're ignoring them. The saying is that, feelings buried alive never die. They can come back to haunt you or pop up to distress you at the odd moments because they must and will express themselves in some way at some time. It saves so much time, energy, grief, and saying things you wish you could take back, doing things you wish you had never done. Just honoring your feelings in the moment makes such a big difference with that. Just being clear with yourself, this is how I'm feeling right now. And giving yourself permission to feel it. One of my favorite ways just to get toward a more positive feeling in myself, to what I'm doing in my life, is to pause to praise. This is one of my favorite practices. It came to me a long time ago, intuitively. And every time I practice it, I feel so much better. It's very simple. When you pause to praise, whenever you complete a task, go to the mirror and say something like, "You did a great job. I'm so proud of you." You can smile at yourself in the mirror. You can hug yourself, call yourself by name. "Great job, Debbie. I'm so proud of you." "Great job, Kira. Well done. I'm very proud of you." And just notice the flow of feeling that comes to you. In your ego mind, you might be thinking, well, that's just silly, praising myself. It means so much more when it comes from somebody else. That's what you're thinking on the surface level of your awareness, but that's only 5% of your consciousness. The other 95% of your consciousness at the unconscious level knows that we are all one. And so whether it hears words of praise and affection from you or somebody else, it can't tell the difference. It just feels good. So I encourage you to take advantage of this aspect of your consciousness and give yourself the praise that you've always wished somebody would shower upon you. Say the words of love, approval, affection, acceptance that you wish somebody would say to you. Say them to yourself. Saying it in front of the mirror can help. It may feel silly initially, but once you get past any self-consciousness, the body response that you feel, the emotional response you feel when you hear these words of praise and affection can make a huge difference in every level of your being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, on every level. I hope you enjoy that. Pause to praise. Simple way number 4 to open to abundance is to be still and know. In uncertain times, it's normal to want to know what happens next. We want to know what to expect. We want to be prepared. We want to be able to plan. We want to know how we can move forward, which is awesome. It's great to want to move forward. And it also makes you feel like you're more in control. And that is comforting. That is totally legitimate. It is, goodness, find comfort wherever you can. The thing is, looking outside yourself for answers can send you off in a dozen different directions. It's so confusing. You start feeling like, I'll try this, or I'll try this, or I'll try this, or I'll try this today, or this tomorrow, this next week. And pretty soon you're making practically no progress on many fronts. And when you just go into someone who already knows all of the answers, and that is you and all of your inner wisdom, you know everything you need to create an abundant, successful, prosperous, joyful life. Right now, the knowledge is all in here. So when you want answers, go inside. That is the true source of wisdom, of any safety and stability and strength in this world. Lives inside of you. So one of the most interesting ways that I found to connect with be still and know is to put the hand over the heart and begin with the phrase, I don't know how, and then say what it is that you want without trying to figure out how it's going to happen, because you're saying right up front, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how. I create an abundant life. I only know that I do now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how. I know exactly the next right step for me. I only know that I do now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how. I'm filled with love. I only know that I am now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how. I have all the money I'll ever need. I only know that I do now, and I am fulfilled. It's like you're setting intentions out there in front of the universe, letting go of your attachment to figuring out the how that's going to happen, which is the universe's job anyway. But you put it on notice. I want this and this and this. It gives you room to be real with yourself, to let go of interim things like, well, I can be successful if I do a podcast. I can be successful if I do more social media marketing. You can just say, I don't know how I'm successful. I only know that I do now, that I am now, and I am fulfilled. And amazing things can start happening in your life when you do that, when you let your brain off the hook from trying to figure it all out, and just knowing that whatever it is that you want, it is yours now, and you are fulfilled. The fifth and final simple way to open to abundance is to follow your joy, which is so much fun. Look at what a good time this little girl is having. Isn't she lovely? She is colorful and messy, and her eyes are shining, and her smile could not be bigger. When you follow your joy, it gives you immediate pleasure in the moment, but it also puts you very close, like right next door, to the frequency of abundance. Joy is something that's spontaneous and in the moment. You can plan to do joyful things, but sometimes when you're more mindful of what's going on around you, you absolutely can find yourself feeling, wow, that makes me so happy. Just look at the curve of that flower. Isn't that beautiful? Spontaneous moment of joy. You're very much in the present moment, and that's where abundance is. It's also a very high frequency and high vibration joy, very akin to abundance. So when you allow yourself to spontaneously enjoy one, you automatically invite in the other. It's so important to realize how much you already have. You know, gratitude is kind of baked into everything that I'm talking about here. It's such an implicit part of abundance. And when you go into gratitude, when you say, I'm going to stop struggling right in this moment and just find one thing to appreciate, find one thing that gives me joy, find one beautiful object to rest my eyes upon, find one book I would really love to read, find one thought that lifts me up. Maybe I'll go through a book of quotes and see if there's something that lights me up. There's some great inspiration here. There are so many ways to choose joy in the moment. And again, there's also the spontaneous thing, walking down the street and seeing something amazing. Like I walk down my street every day, and every once in a while I run across a neighbor who has got the most amazing 3-foot long, gosh, I'm not sure what it is, a reptile of some kind, shall we say. And the first time I saw it, it totally freaked me out. I was just so, oh my gosh, what is that thing wrapped around your head? But this is a neighbor who's very friendly and warm and outgoing. And so he introduced me to Pickle, his iguana, and told me a little about her. And I started noticing all these beautiful markings and the amazing variety of textures of her skin. And she was such a mellow spirit. And as I started appreciating her beauty, which was kind of alien to my eye initially, but then something about the colors, there's something on her throat that looks like a big turquoise jewel. It's gorgeous. And just seeing her beauty and noticing how peaceful she is, it gave me so much joy. It also gave me joy that I could get past my fear and see the beauty in what was, and the beauty in what is. And that is such a joyful gift, to be able to consciously go from fear to appreciation, to joy, to abundance. So these are your 5 simple ways to start your flow of abundance: letting go, getting more rest, honoring your feelings, being still and knowing, and following your joy. Here's to it. So let's come back to our little abundance scale that we were looking at before. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you feel loved and cared for, how abundant do you feel right now? Just whatever number pops up into your head, nothing to figure out here. Just let the number come to you and note it down in the chat if you care to. Is it different? Is it higher? Let's see with the chat here. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for taking time to respond. I appreciate it. So this is how much more abundant you can feel in less than half an hour. Let's take a moment while we're on this moment of mellowness and appreciation to look with compassion on ourselves and anybody else who may be making the one big mistake people make when they feel anxious about the future. They wait until things settle down, or until things become clearer, until they have a guarantee, until all of their self-doubt is gone, until the last child graduates from school, until you're finally in the new house. There's so many reasons to wait, so many reasons to wait. And it's a great way to stay stuck in doubt and uncertainty, in fear. There is so much available to you, starting from within your own self, from your own desires, from your own goals, your own dreams, your own preferences. There's plenty of action that you can take right now. One of those actions is discovering how to love your way to abundance through joy instead of strain, struggle, trying to figure it all out, wondering when it's going to happen and getting in a sweat about it. When you love your way to abundance through joy, this is the more feminine model of success and abundance. The masculine model is, pushing, forcing, let's scope out the competition and annihilate them, which is, really not the mentality of coaches, healers, speakers, and writers like us, because we're motivated by love much more than we are by money. So I'm going to make $1 million is never going to be a hugely, looming goal or dream in our minds. It's much more like, how can I be of service? How can I help more people? So we're just taking your natural tendency for love as your dominant motivator, your love as your primary reason for doing what you do, and using that to your advantage simply by allowing the love that you flow to others to come flowing back to you too, to come in and open to receive. Because abundance is one process, it's giving and receiving. To give, somebody needs to be willing to receive. To receive, somebody needs to be willing to give. They are inseparable. They are two aspects of the one process of abundance, an infinite flow. When you get in the flow of love, you're automatically in the flow of abundance. Imagine being able to relax into accepting the good things in life instead of trying to figure out whether you deserve them. Imagine being able to trust that you're going to be okay and know it in your bones because you know that you're loved and cared for and looked after in every moment. Imagine letting an inspiring vision pull you forward instead of letting pain push you because you need to get out of a situation. Being called forth by love, called forth by service, called forth by a desire to do something that's immensely meaningful to you. To do something that expresses you, yourself, your love, your creativity. So much more inspiring, right? This is exactly what you can expect when you love your way to abundance. Imagine how excited you feel when you effortlessly become more magnetic as a coach, a healer, a speaker, or writer, so people find you and your message irresistible. Because when you are centered in love, when you know yourself as love, you become magnetic automatically. People can feel it. What everybody wants above all things is to be loved. And when they feel that vibration of love radiating from you, coming forth from you, they flock. They come flocking and they tell all their friends about you. This is how you become effortlessly magnetic, by understanding that you are love itself. Imagine how confident you feel when you feel worthy of charging what your services are worth, and have confidence who love you and appreciate the difference that you're making in their lives. Because you're doing it from love, and they shower you with love and appreciation and money in return. It's the normal, natural energy exchange of any encounter that we have with others. Imagine how yummy you'll feel when you feel just fine about taking time out for a nap, reading a book, taking a nap, going for a swim, going on that hike you've been meaning to go on, or finally allowing yourself that retreat. Just saying, this is what I need right now. I'm going to, by gosh, let myself have it. I am sick of waiting for people to give me permission to take a break or suggest to me, honey, you need to take a break. You can just say to yourself, whew, I need a break right now. Let's go. How liberating is it? How freeing is it to be able to do that? Imagine how exhilarated you feel when you give yourself permission to do what gives you joy and joyfully accept top dollar for it. This is how it works. When you're doing what gives you joy, you're working from your talents and your gifts. They were given to you to be shared. They were given to you to be able to make money in the world and thrive and create abundance for others and generously share what you have and receive what other people have to give to you in return. When you're in your zone of genius, you are an expert, uniquely qualified to do what you do in a way that nobody else can do. Experts always get more highly paid than generalists. You are a specialist in what you do, and that deserves top dollar. That's a fact of life in the business world. And we are talking about doing what we love and doing it as a business, as our livelihood. And we absolutely deserve to be abundantly profitable as a result of doing what we and we alone, you and you alone, can do. So my suggestion for you, if it feels right to you, is to consider looking at loving your way to abundance on these 5 retreats that I've put together to help you to create prosperity through joy. These are going to be light, easy, fun, relaxing, healing in a very deep, yet very gentle, loving, accepting way. We are going to do as little work as possible here because I'm not in the mood. And if you're not either, you and I are on the same page, and I'd love to have you join me. Let's take a peek inside these virtual retreats that we're going to be going on. Each retreat includes easy exercises to release stress. We're going to look at a simple prosperity practice, not much more than getting rest, that attracts abundance, and showing you why it attracts abundance to motivate you to do it in your day-to-day life. We're going to look at journaling with writing prompts that will empower you and inspire you to look at certain aspects of your life through the lens of the practice that we're looking at. I'll get to those in a moment. And you may also journal about what stops you from doing it, what stopped you from doing it up until now. And that will lead into our group and one-on-one healings that we'll be doing. So whatever is in the way of you doing this simple abundance practice gets lifted away easily and effortlessly, no heavy lifting needed. We'll also take time to share insights and stories, and we'll finish by sharing intentions for group support, because the power of group consciousness can lift our intentions and their manifestation to a whole other level. You may be wondering, how long does this retreat last? Well, each retreat is going to run about 60 to 75 minutes at most, and I encourage you to set aside 90 minutes for it, so you get a little buffer of time. You're going to come out of these retreats feeling blissed out and wonderful, and maybe you just want to rest in that feeling for a while. Give yourself the time to marinate in joy a little bit longer. It's up to you, and I'm glad to hang out with you afterward. We can chat if you like, or you can go off on your own, but I really encourage you to take the 90 minutes, even if we go shorter than that, which we certainly will, because I really want you to have that buffer between one thing that you're doing and another, to stay in that retreat energy just a little bit longer. In retreat number 1, we're looking at forgiving yourself. I know that's one of the hardest things to do, but until you forgive yourself, there will always be that sense of unworthiness that keeps abundant love, abundant money, abundant success far away from you, because you feel like you don't deserve to have it. The only difference between you and the wildly successful people out there is they believe they deserve it, and you believe you do not deserve it. Forgiving yourself will help you light the way. Now, I know a lot of the biggest struggle with forgiving yourself is that part of you, it's just hard to do. You can find, you're a loving person, you've got empathy, you've got compassion. You can probably find your way to forgiving just about anybody except yourself. And the reason for that is because part of you thinks forgiving yourself is a really terrible idea. And we will explore that in these retreats and help you to see that perhaps you've got some misconceptions about forgiveness, misconceptions about your mistakes and what they mean about you. What the things you regret and what they mean about you. It may be that we will be able to light the way for you to forgive yourself in a way that feels authentic, natural, earned, like something you can really stay with you. I want to be sure to say hello. Hi, Rex. Thank you so much for joining us. Glad to have you here. Thank you for coming. So we were just looking at forgiving yourself, and it can be hard, and it is so worthwhile, because I'm telling you here and now, it will be impossible to create abundance until you're able to forgive yourself, at least to a greater extent than you've been able to up until now. You will love this retreat. Retreat number 1 about forgiveness. If you feel unworthy of love, money, success, or any of the good things in life, if you feel like nothing you do is ever good enough, if you feel like you work so hard and you see so little result, this will help turn things around for you. In retreat number 2, we're going to look at really taking care of yourself, giving yourself permission to take care of yourself, understanding why you deserve care and love and nurturing as much as anybody else. Forgiveness in the first retreat lays the foundation for this. It's really hard to take care of yourself if you feel like you don't deserve it, if you feel like other people's needs are more important than yours. So all these retreats build on each other, and that's why forgiveness is the foundation piece for this series. And right away we go into what can I do to soothe my soul, clear my mind, heal my heart. And we will be exploring that in retreat number 2 about taking care of yourself. You'll love this retreat if you're running on empty, if you've already gone over the burnout cliff, or you can feel yourself getting to the edge. If you feel lost in the busyness of your life, because you do so much, there's so little room to be. These retreats are so much more about being than doing. And it can be hard to create the space for that all by yourself, which is why group retreats, virtual retreats seem like such a good idea. In retreat number 3, we're looking at respecting yourself so you can recognize your value, so you can feel genuinely worthy from your heart of love, success, prosperity, worthy of other people's trust, worthy of your own trust. You have done so much in this life that deserves respect. It's easy to forget because your brain has got this negativity bias thing going, where it remembers all the bad stuff and gets amnesia about the good stuff about 5 minutes after it happens. So we are going to engage in remembering your triumphs, the times when you got it just right, the moment where you got exactly what you wanted and you knew it was yours and rightfully so. That earned feeling of, I really pulled it off. I really did this. There's so much you've survived, so much you've overcome, so many great things you've done in your life. Let's clear away the amnesia. You deserve respect. You will love this retreat if you often say yes to doing things that you don't want to do. Many of us are people pleasers, and this will help you to set what we call healthy boundaries with compassion, with softness, and stepping away from waiting until you get so mad that you can't go without saying anything. This will help you kind of do a little preemptive, this has been bothering me. You can save a lot of relationships that way. If it's been 5 years since you've raised your rates, you are going to feel so much better about raising them. You will feel ready to raise them. You will wonder, why didn't I raise them years ago? Because whatever you're doing, you're better at it than you were 5 years ago. You deserve a raise. That's only right and just. If money slips through your fingers, if that's been your story, that happens a lot with people who feel unworthy of abundance, like many of those lottery winners. They win the money, but they haven't done the inner work to feel like they deserve to have it. And so it just slips through their fingers, zip, zip, zip. And before they know it, they're gone. It's gone. They're broke. They may be even bankrupt. On a smaller scale, that may have happened to you. You get a nice big windfall, and then suddenly you develop a very expensive car trouble. There's many ways for money to slip through your fingers, and developing more respect for yourself and valuing who you are and understanding that you earn all the good that comes to you. You've already earned it 100 times over. This retreat will help you to get clarity about that based on your own experience. No rah-rah stuff. No, oh, you're awesome. Just look at you. You're so amazing. But it's really like, wow, I did that. I did that. Man, I really do deserve respect. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Retreat number 4, we're looking at trusting yourself. We're going to deepen your connection to your inner wisdom so you can trust yourself to make good choices. If you've got a history where you feel like, oh my gosh, I keep going with these toxic men, or I keep making these bad decisions about my career, or I keep saying yes to doing stuff that I don't want to do, this is where we really develop more trust in yourself. You're so much bigger than your past. You're so much bigger than your mistakes. Whatever you regret, you are so much more than that. So much more is possible for you. This retreat will help you to really click into intuition that you can trust. So often we go by a strong feeling in the moment. Sometimes it's intuition, sometimes it's fear. It's good to be able to tell the difference, because intuition will steer you right and fear will not. You'll love this retreat. If you feel confused by too many people telling you what to do or making so many demands on you, you can't figure out where to start first. If you have no idea what you want, if you're like a lot of us here, you were taught and told from a very young age that you can't have what you want, so you stop wanting. You've trained yourself to stop wanting. And that makes coming up with goals and dreams very difficult because you have no idea what you want. In this retreat, you will find out what you and your soul really want and discover that you will know within yourself each next right step along the way. How powerful is that? If you worry that whatever choice you make, you will be wrong, this will help you to trust and see that you're making the best decision you can with the information that you have in the moment. You're doing your best. Nobody can ask more of you, not even God. In retreat number 5, it's all about choosing joy, realizing that when you love what you do, your creative inspiration flows freely, ideal clients come knocking at your door, golden opportunities come to you from unexpected sources, because when you do what you love, people see you doing it. They see you're having fun. That joy attracts them to you. And they say, well, why don't you do this with me? Why don't we collaborate on this? Hey, have you ever thought about doing your own show? Hey, have you ever thought about doing a podcast? Hey, what about joining us here at our next Hay House gathering? There are so many opportunities that come to you, but you need to show up. And it's easier to show up, stay with it, and do it with zest and joy when you do what gives you joy. You're allowed to do that. If you're able to make money doing something that you feel only moderately enthusiastic about, or you're just doing it for the paycheck, does it make sense that if you're doing what gives you joy, you'll make much more money? Make sense? You tell me. You will love this retreat if you feel trapped in your life. It's a very joyless state, and you can still be enjoying every moment, because true joy, inner joy, depends much more on what's going on inside of you than what's going on around you. So even if you feel trapped in your circumstances, you can be joyful and free inwardly. And this will help light the way for you to do that. If you tend to numb yourself out by eating pints of Chunky Monkey while you're binge watching Friends, I get it. I love mindless entertainment myself. Sometimes you just got to sit back with a big bowl of popcorn or the Chunky Monkey or whatever and watch some comfort TV. How much more joyful would it be if you did mindful entertainment instead of mindless entertainment? If you savored every spoonful of the ice cream, if you watch your show and come to a moment that's really funny and just let yourself surrender to the laughter of the moment, if you find yourself watching something that's very poignant, that tugs at your heart, a moment of warmth between two people perhaps, and you're right there in there with them, feeling that warmth, allow yourself to be immersed in that moment, immersed in that feeling. It deepens your joy so greatly, and it's so simple to do, doing exactly what you're doing, but just from a different mindset. If you, my friend, have forgotten what joy feels like, this will help you to reconnect with that. Sometimes it can be hard to feel worthy of feeling joy when other people around you are feeling miserable, but you'll never lift them up by joining them in their misery. You can lift yourself up by choosing joy in your heart in the moment. You can ask yourself, what story am I telling myself? What is a story I could tell myself that would bring more joy to me, that would make me feel more connected to love? What story would be more true? And feeling into that. And that's how you can find joy internally. And this energetically, unconsciously lifts up the people around you too. So I know your desire is to help them, and just reminding you, I know you know this, but reminding you that by being in a higher vibration yourself, you automatically lift up those around you. So these are our 5 retreat themes. Forgive yourself, take care of yourself, respect yourself, trust yourself, and choosing joy. So let me ask you, if just one of these retreats helped you to open up more to abundance, brought you more opportunities, made you feel more joyful in your day-to-day life, what would that be worth to you? This is a new class, but I do have a track record. I've been teaching about abundance for quite a while, and these are some of the things people say about my classes. I got hired for more than what I asked for. I love this story from my friend Ms. Lumen, because she goes on to add that she wasn't in the class when she made the ask, when she said, I deserve to get paid more than what you're offering here, and making the case quietly and respectfully as to why she deserved more money. But she attributed it to the influence of the class. On her way there, she could hear the voice of abundance saying to her, you deserve this, you deserve more, you're allowed. And so that this shows me that the influence of these retreats can be felt far beyond the retreats themselves. These can lift you up and carry you along every moment of every day in your life, and all of your insights keep on sparking more insights and new understanding. So the healings just go deeper, the understanding just gets clearer. The heart opens up even more to love and abundance. I love getting this email. Wow, I love getting unexpected checks in the mail. That was so much fun. A lot of people believe that they need to have clients to make money, or they need to have a job to make money, or they need to have a publishing contract to make money. And those are all well and good. You absolutely can make money from all of those. But if you think they are your only source of abundance, it starts to shut down all of the other ways that abundance can come to you. Unexpected abundance is one of my favorite kinds, just coming to you out of the blue, a check in the mail. Any day is a good day for that, right? There's so many ways unexpected abundance can show up for you. And the more you open to the frequency of abundance itself, the more readily these happy surprises find their way to you. As a bonus gift, you're going to receive a training. It's all about helping you to get clear about what it is that you want, let go of any self-doubts you may be experiencing around your ability to make it happen, and finding your own intuitive knowing of the next right steps to take that are inspired, that you can take with confidence and joy. And this is my gift to you as a thank you for signing on for these series of retreats. I'm also offering a reward for quick action. The first people who sign up will get this in-depth, hefty 46-page workbook, guidebook about breaking through your money blocks using your own internal awareness. It's mostly through journaling and really feeling into what is the root cause of your money issues. The retreats are all about abundance in general, which absolutely includes money. And this book about busting your money blocks is all about specifically about clearing your money issues. So if that's something that's of concern with you, that would be a great bonus to win for yourself. Let me give you the dates for the retreat so you can get an idea of when we're meeting. We meet in our space of grace on Zoom on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. On Tuesday, the 12th of October, the 19th of October, we'll take a 2-week break. And then we come back for November 2nd, November 9th, and November 16th. So we're done before American Thanksgiving. And if you can't make a live gathering, it's fine. The retreats recordings will all be available to you for as your lifetime, basically, in effect. So you can come back to these again and again. And because your unconscious mind finds it impossible to tell the difference between fantasy, reality, virtual reality, it will be as if you are here in the retreat with us. And that's because you're with us in spirit right now, whether you're watching this live or later. So you'll always be touched by the magic, by the insight, by the awareness, by the power of group consciousness, of our assembled awareness, any time of the day. I'm giving you a discount because this is an introductory program. And I just want to thank you for taking a chance on me, even with my track record. It's still, a little stepping into the unknown. So I want to make it easier for you. So I'm offering a 50% off discount, a value of nearly $500. You get more than 5 hours of instant healings, of insight, of practical tips you can use in your day-to-day life. You get lifetime access to class replays, retreat replays, so you can build up your abundance mindset, get back into the feel of a loving, joyful retreat anytime you want. You get the bonus training, Stop Doubting, Start Doing. You get personal email support me from the duration of the class. This is all a total value of $25.94, nearly $2,600. You would pay only $247 if you paid in one payment, or it's 2 easy payments of $267. Here's more about classes. This is the way that abundance training helps you above anything in terms of marketing, in terms of a specific business building practice. Opening to abundance itself in a more general way creates more wide-ranging results, like this darling student who said, my savings account is the highest it's been ever. I've just been given the corner office with the ocean view that opened up. My lover is showing me more appreciation. That's because she was showing more appreciation to herself and allowing herself to feel worthy of appreciation, which he mirrored back to her. He gave her the appreciation that she now felt worthy of. How awesome is that? Another student seeing abundant results, increases in business, people are showing up, relationships with JV partners showing up, seeing abundant results. She's very happy. A quick reminder about the reward for quick action, the bust your money blocks to really help you get past whatever money issues you believe you have. Between the retreats and this booklet, you can get some powerful shifting done, powerful opening to prosperity, to success, to the love that you want, the relationships that you want. In a very short period of time, you can have this all done before the holidays. How awesome is that? I'd like to ask you if you've had any aha moments since we started. If something has come to you, a moment of insight, please share your wisdom with us. We'd love to see. And your word maker may not be going so well right now. We're kind of in an altered state, kind of in the realm of love more than in the realm of time and space, which is absolutely fine. And this is what I have to share with you about Love Your Way to Abundance. These retreats just feel like the right thing in this moment when so many of us are weary. It's been a long slog. There's been mind-boggling weirdness going on for quite a while. We're all carrying such a heavy load, and rather than add to it, I'm here to help you relieve yourself of it, to give yourself permission to relax and soften into the love that lives at the core of your being, to connect with who you are today. So much has been going on. We've changed in ways we can't even imagine. Our priorities have shifted. The goals that we're working toward now, do they really match up with what you want today? Or are you just working on them outside of habit? This is a chance for you to get acquainted with yourself, to get to know yourself on a deep level in the highest, best, most loving, gentle way. And where so many people are offering solutions and steps and processes, I offer you rest. I offer you love. I offer you appreciation, all as ways to love your way to abundance as generously as you've helped so many people to find their way to abundance. You deserve it too. It's your turn. I hope you join me. Does anybody have any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to share before we get on with our day? You're welcome to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Debbie, thank you. I'm really glad that you like the pause to praise. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was a really great. I do it occasionally, but I had never really thought about it as a practice. I thought your content was great.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. You're such a brilliant teacher yourself.
Oh, thank you.
That makes me feel wonderful. Thank you. Any other comments, thoughts, suggestions, questions? I am here for you as long as there's anything there, or we can just hang out and chat for a bit, because this is all I'm doing today. The rest of my day is just a continuation of this retreat, taking it easy. I'm glad to spend time with you. Oh, it looks like we're all good. I want to thank you for taking this time to be with me. I want you to know how much it means to me that you've taken this time out of all the ways you could have spent your time, that you've spent this hour with me. It means so much to me. I want you to know that you are loved beyond all imagining, that you are greater than you know. Whatever it is that you've got, whatever it is that you want, it's yours. You deserve it. You've earned it. You've paid the bill already. Go ahead and reap the rewards. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm Moira Shepherd, the author of Love Your Way to Success, the retreat leader of Love Your Way to Abundance. And until we meet again, take care, my dear. Lots of love to you. Thank you for being here and doing this with me. You're the best.